Case number 1, Grandma raised his son, but he hides $1,000 a month.
Okay. Is it Miss or Mrs. Campos?
Mrs.
Miss, okay. You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, I'm bringing my son to court to see if I can get some assistance for his son, my grandson, Julian. He's 6 years old. Juan and Julian's mom were together up until about 3 years ago.
Okay.
Had a good life, beautiful home. They were set. Then one day he comes to me. I've never talked to her since she left him. She abandoned him. She abandoned the whole family, including the grandson. So he comes and he says, look, she's gone and whatever. Okay, I just need some help with Julian.
This grandmother walks into court carrying a broken family story. Her son, abandoned by love, a child left behind. Now she begs for help raising her grandson. But what really happened when the mother disappeared so suddenly here today now?
Because she left him too. Well, of course I'm going to say yes, you know. At that time, it was just me and my husband. So Julian had his grandpa, he had me, and everything was fine. Well, last year, Grandpa passed away.
I'm sorry about that.
Thank you. And things have gotten tougher because of that. So to the point where I came out of retirement, I'm Ubering when Julian's at school, and his life hasn't changed at all. He's still literally in the house that he was in when they were a family.
She stepped up when everyone else walked away. But after Grandpa passed, the burden doubled overnight. Now she drives for income just to survive. A child's life unchanged on the outside. But cracks are forming underneath the surface, slowly now.
And he doesn't visit, like, Julian's like detached from him because it's been 3 years that he'll come around.
I do see
you
him.
know.
I do see him.
And
I'll get to you shortly.
And
okay.
he
Sorry,
comes around, but I don't get any financial support. I don't see that his life has changed at all. And we had to move out of the house that me and my husband shared. And unfortunately, in this big city, the best place I could find is literally a 1-bedroom. So thank goodness Julian's small right now. He can sleep on the sofa without too much discomfort. I have the bedroom.
3 years later, the father barely shows up. No financial help, no stability, just excuses. Forced into a tiny apartment, this grandmother sacrifices everything. But how long can a child live like this before the truth finally comes crashing down hard?
And so when he comes over and visits, of course he can't stay because there's no place for him to stay. These are his words. He can't stay. And Julian he's just like some man that comes over because he comes over so rarely. What really ticked me off was a little bit back ago, he went and bought Julian some clothes. He also bought himself some clothes. But what my grandson had told me was that if he could have some shoes like Juan. And I said, what do you mean? He got you some new shoes? No, he said, we went to the mall, we got his clothes, his shoes, and then he stopped at Walmart on the way home and got Julian stuff.
A visit turns into heartbreak when a simple shopping trip reveals something deeper. The father spends freely on himself but cuts corners for his son. That moment changed everything. And what the child said next left everyone questioning his priorities completely.
I guess because it's cheaper. I get it. I mean, for Julian, he's getting Walmart from me, he's getting Walmart from him.
But Julian was with him.
He was literally with him, and he took him, and I thought they were gonna, maybe things had changed with him, whatever.
If I could please explain, Your Honor.
You can.
Okay.
After your mother is done.
Okay, sorry, Mom.
And then since my husband's passing, I need to get medical insurance for him. Anytime, even to take him to the free clinic is not really free. I've still got to pay whatever the prescriptions are.
Grief, bills, and responsibility collide as this grandmother struggles to afford basic health care. Even a simple clinic visit becomes a burden. She is doing everything alone. But a shocking discovery about child support is about to change everything forever today.
And then the finances, you know, I mean, so I went and tried to get him some medical coverage, food stamps. Well, they tell me no, because with the Medicaid, they needed his information. They said that he's under child support. The mother has been paying the state child support all these years.
Okay, wait. So she's been paying child support to him?
Apparently so. I haven't seen one dime.
Okay. All right. And so Julian is under Medicaid.
I couldn't get him under Medicaid
Oh,
because
you couldn't get him
I
under...
couldn't. That's how I found out about the child support.
But suddenly, the truth emerges. Child support has been paid all along, just not to her. Years of struggle while money went somewhere else. Now the question is, who knew and why stay silent?
When I asked him about it on the visit that he made to buy the clothes, he said that no, he doesn't get it. He doesn't know where it's going to this and that. But I know Juan. There's that money. He knows what I'm talking about. You know, he knows he's getting it, but I'm not getting it.
Okay. So you just want one to pay child support, and you have the opportunity to get health insurance.
Well, according to them, yeah, health insurance, because I'm paying out of pocket these last 3 years, and...
Confronted with the truth, tension rises instantly. She knows he's been receiving money, but he denies responsibility. The frustration builds as answers slip away. Now, the court must decide if this silence was confusion or something far more deliberate.
I understood that they wouldn't even qualify him for Medicaid because, according to them, he's got medical coverage. But I don't know where that medical coverage is.
Under mom.
The mom or him or somebody's got him covered, but I don't have the information that I need to go take him to the doctor.
I understand. I follow you. Well, is there anything else you want me to know? Because there is some information I need, and you just don't have it, and hopefully Mr. Campos has it. Is there anything else you want me to know, or can I move over to him?
Yeah, I just want to know. I mean, like I tell you, he plays dumb, but I just can't believe that he's let me come out of pocket.
Despite claims of coverage, she has nothing in hand. No card, no proof, no access to care. A child left in limbo. As confusion grows, the judge steps in. But will the father finally provide answers or keep avoiding responsibility?
When Grandpa was around, it was easier. We could pay these things, but now it's serious that I can't even get him for a common cold without having to Uber almost 20. I mean, Uber doesn't pay anything, and my pension doesn't take care of it.
Okay, so let's move over to Mr. Campos. I'm not going to call you by your first name.
Okay.
Mr. Campos. Okay, so is it indeed a fact that you have been receiving child support from the mother of your son?
Yes, I have.
¿Ves?
Okay.
Te dije.
And you didn't tell your mom?
No, I didn't feel the need to.
Okay, wait a minute.
The moment arrives. Under pressure, he admits receiving child support all along. Silence fills the courtroom. His own mother stands shocked. Years of struggle hidden behind one decision. Now the judge begins to uncover just how deep this goes.
Is it true that your son, your 6-year-old, has been living with your mom for 3 years?
Off and on, not totally all 3 years, off and on. I do.
What do you mean by off and on? Like on the weekend when you pick him
well,
up, or when you pick him up and go with
I'm a promoter for a club, so I do need help, and I thought that was the agreement to go ahead and help me when I'm out of town, and I'm not, as she says, I do have the house, but I'm really there, and I do need help. He can't stay by himself in a house that big at 6 years old. I don't know. I know I couldn't, but.
Okay. Well, you'd agree with me that help means that you need to give her something, right?
And I do pay the health care, the $150. I do pay that.
Oh, wait a minute. So that's the missing link here.
He tries to explain his situation, juggling work and responsibility. But his words raise more questions than answers. If help was needed, why wasn't support shared? The judge listens closely, preparing to challenge every inconsistency presented today.
So you pay health insurance for your son already?
Yes, I pay the $150.
Why didn't you tell your mother that? Why haven't you given her a health insurance card Why haven't you given her anything? That's not fair.
It's not, but I paid for it. I thought that was, all I needed to do from my side. I didn't realize I needed to tell my mom everything.
What do you, it's not serving Julian?
Wait a minute, Mr. Compost. Who takes him to the doctor?
Well, I haven't recently.
Okay,
when she
so
helps
it's
me
fair
out.
to say that your mom probably does it, right?
Yes.
So wouldn't it logically follow that she needs an insurance card or the information?
Yes, and it's just that
So
I may
you're
have.
letting your mom take your son to the doctor and they have to call you or something to verify his insurance? That just does not make any sense.
The judge doesn't hold back. Paying insurance means nothing if the caregiver has no access. Logic breaks down instantly. A simple responsibility ignored for years. Now the reality hits hard, and his excuses begin to fall apart quickly.
Your Honor, excuse me, they don't call him to verify. I didn't know this is this. Everything has come out of my pension or my Uber money, tips or whatever. I had no idea until I tried to file for these services that they said that Julian was getting child support. And I have told him, hey, I've got my son's phone number. I have told him, hey, this kid doesn't feel well. This is going on. That's going on. Even for physical, for him to play the t-ball. And
so you're paying
out right now.
She's literally paying out of pocket, but your son is covered under health insurance.
Yes.
So your mom is not only taking care of your son's medical needs, she's taking care of his daily needs.
Mm-hmm.
Every doctor visit, every expense, all paid from her pocket. While support existed, she never saw it. The weight of truth grows heavier. A grandmother doing everything alone. Now the court sees the full picture, and it's undeniable.
And you don't want to help her?
I do want to help her, and I thought she had all the help she needed. When Papa passed away, he left quite a bit of money for her, and I thought, it would help.
You just said keywords. He left quite a bit of money for her.
Yes.
Not for your son.
Yes.
Not for you.
Yes, and she keeps talking about going to Uber and such, but that's a pretty nice ring on her finger she has there. I don't know how many tips are needed.
Your dad got me years ago. This is not something I bought in the last 3 years.
Why does that matter?
Because she says she does Uber and such. I mean, if it's really that low,
Oh
wouldn't
my
she?
God, Mr. Compose. No.
Okay,
You
sorry, Your
obviously
Honor.
came here to waste my time. What kind of club promoter are you?
Well,
He shifts focus, questioning her finances instead. A ring becomes his argument, but the judge sees through it instantly. This isn't about appearances, it's about responsibility. And now his attempt to deflect only makes things worse.
I'm sure you've seen me around, probably.
No, I haven't. You don't look familiar at all, but you're looking real unfamiliar right now. I can't even tell this is your mother right now.
This is my mother. I love her dearly.
Well, I can't tell. You're not paying your mother. You're not helping your mother. She helped you. But I don't believe that she intended to help you for life. I don't believe she intended to raise your son. I mean, she raised you.
Yes.
She's a grandmother, for crying out loud.
Yes.
Your Honor, when my husband passed away, and since he lives alone in this big house, I told him we were going to have to move to a one-bedroom apartment, or we could come stay with him. I'd have my private room, Julian have his private room, and he would have his private room.
Yeah, so what's the deal with that?
The judge reaches a breaking point. A grandmother raising his child while he stands distant. The reality becomes undeniable. This wasn't temporary help. This became abandonment. Now the courtroom tension reaches its peak as accountability takes center stage.
You're okay with your mother in this one bedroom. Why can't she stay in the big house?
Well,
Inconvenience, he said. It would be very inconvenient.
How big is this house? How many
mixing up
bedrooms
my
we're
words.
talking?
Maybe 800 square feet most, maybe 2-bedroom, half closet. It's not as big as she's saying. It's not as big as she's saying. It's
My apartment is 800 square
And
feet.
you're describing a room in the house that's 800 square feet?
I may have my math wrong a little bit. It's not that big as she's saying. It's really not.
How big is this house? How many
It's
bedrooms?
in the nice houses in Plano, so you can imagine. It's not it's a nice house.
Okay.
Because him and Julian's mom both do this promoting thing.
A bigger issue surfaces. While she struggles in a tiny apartment, he lives comfortably. The contrast is impossible to ignore. Questions about space, choices, and priorities fill the room. Now the truth about his living situation starts unraveling fast.
Oh,
And
okay.
they can
But
do
she
it
just
from
took
everywhere.
off.
So they're
I no
yeah,
longer
but
see her.
She
I
left.
no longer see her.
But she was making good money like he makes. I don't know to the penny what he makes, but they were living very, very comfortably. And but he started this since Julian was born, the free babysitting. That a grandmother that loves her kids shouldn't have to be paid and this and that. I never asked him for a dime. I didn't need to. But since becoming a widow, it's become critical.
Okay. All right. Mr. Compost, how much money do you make a year?
48,000.
Really?
Yes.
When asked about his income, his answer surprises everyone. The numbers don't match the lifestyle described. Doubt grows stronger. If money exists, where's it going? Now the judge begins connecting the pieces to reveal the full truth.
You make $48,000 a year and you live in this big house in Plano
Well, then that's where all the
and
money.
club promoting?
That's where all the money goes to the house to make sure it's I have so many members
Plus
in
the
the
child
house.
support. They didn't give me the amount because I'm not on the case, right? But who knows how much she's paying?
How much do you receive in child support? Because if she makes that kind of money,
Just $1,000, and that's in that
Just
40.
a grand?
You know how much that would have
everybody
helped?
does not receive just a grand.
Yeah.
Everybody don't receive that.
Well, and that's why I paid for the 150.
You came here to waste my time.
The amount finally comes out. $1,000 every month. Enough to make a difference, yet never shared. The courtroom grows silent again. Now the judge prepares to break down exactly where that money should have gone all along.
What is it? What is the amount? So you pay yourself $48,000. You pay yourself that, right?
No, it's from jobs that I try and.
How much is your rent, Mr. Compost? Or do you pay a mortgage?
No, rent a month is about a grand 500.
Okay, so $1,500 in rent. What your other expenses look
Your
like?
Honor, he doesn't rent. They did a big, huge housewarming party. That is his home. Him and her bought that home. It's not a rent.
So you really are wasting my time.
I am renting it. I'm not sure where she's getting that from.
They had a huge, and as families talk, and we're gonna try to pay off the house early, and we're gonna try to even upgrade, but they didn't stay together.
Details start to collapse under pressure. Rent, ownership, expenses, none of it adds up. The more he speaks, the clearer it becomes. Something isn't right. Now the judge steps in, ready to cut through the confusion completely.
So wait a minute, you closed on this house.
Oh yeah.
I may
Okay,
have
so you
fogged
own
up the
it.
details a little bit as it was a heartbreaking. I don't
So
want to
it's
go
a deed
into
in
it
that
as much
folder
as
over there you have a deed.
a deed.
Yeah.
Yes, I do, but it's
Okay,
just
so you own the Miss Compost. You own the home. Do
It's-
not come in here and waste my time.
the details have just been foggy since.
You've been getting over on your mother. That's not gonna work on me, okay? I was not born yesterday.
Okay.
All right? So let me tell you what we're going to do.
Enough is enough. The judge takes full control of the situation. No more vague answers, no more deflection. The truth has surfaced. Now it's time for a decision that will change everything for this family, moving forward forever.
We are going to have the child support that you received, that $1,000, we're gonna send it over to your mom.
Your Honor, if there's any way we can.
Yeah, hold on. I'm not finished. And I know you wanna hear this.
Okay.
That's just mom's portion. You're gonna pay too. So mom is gonna be getting what? About, let's see, you said 40. Now I'm gonna take your word for it. I'm going to take your word for it at that $48,000, all right?
Okay.
And you said $150 in health insurance?
Yes.
All right, so your gross comes out to $3,900. That brings your net to $3,280.28.
The ruling begins. Child support will no longer go unnoticed. The money will be redirected where it belongs. But that's not all. The judge continues calculating, ensuring fairness. Now the final numbers will determine his true responsibility.
And how many children do you have?
Just the one.
Just how many?
Just the one.
Just the one child?
Yes, just Julian.
All right. All right, so 20% of that brings your child support to $656. And that's giving you credit for the health insurance. So you have to continue paying that health insurance of $150. Child support to grandma is going to be $656, as well as the reallocation of the $1,000 that you receive from mom going to grandmother. So grandmother's amount in child support monthly is $1,656, which $656 belongs to you. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay.
The final amount is revealed. Not just one payment, but multiple responsibilities combined. His reaction says everything. The reality of his obligations finally hits. Now the grandmother receives what she deserved all along for raising his son.
Grandma, did you understand what I said?
I did understand. He's the only one thinking that I'm a fool. Now I understand why he didn't tell me about that medical coverage, because he would have known that I knew enough. I retired from the state. He knew that I would have known enough. Well, if you've got insurance, the card's probably got the mom's name under, whoever it comes under for Julian. And I would have put 2 and 2 together and figured there's some child support following that too. But I just didn't think that he would sink that low. But I, again, didn't think he'd be taking Julian to Walmart after he goes mall shopping either.
Yeah, and what's that about, real quick?
Well,
real quick.
With everything exposed, she finally understands the truth. Years of struggle explained in one moment. The betrayal cuts deep, but her strength remains. Now she stands validated, knowing she fought for her grandson when no one else did.
he's 6 years old. If I get him some 11s, he's gonna mess him up in a day or so.
Okay,
you
I
know?
said real quick. That was too long. That doesn't even make sense what you just said.
Okay.
You can wear 11s, but your son can't.
It-
Shame on you. Do better, Mr. Compost.
Yes,
You know,
Your
I
Honor.
just
Do better.
noticed, I asked him for a confirmation necklace because Julian is fixing to make his first Holy Communion. And he's got that big, huge thing. I bet you it's not even fake, that necklace. And he said, oh, I just can't. I can't do it. I can't afford it. I can't, you know. And I knew that his mortgage was not $500, because I thought, well, then I should move to Plano to the big houses, because apparently they're giving them away over there. But with that money that you're saying that we're eligible for, we wouldn't have had to sell the home that me and your dad lived our whole lives in, that we raised you in.
The judge delivers one final reality check. His choices, his priorities, all laid bare. No more excuses. No more hiding behind words. Now the expectation is clear. Step up or face the consequences of failing your own child.
Had you just done that, I could still be in that home that I cherished so much. And you knew that I loved that home.
Well, if you manage your money right, then maybe you still would have the
Mr.
home.
Compost, shame on you.
I'm sorry.
Shame on you.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. And I need this for my promoting this.
And
just
I
for her
need
to
you to
mention.
do better. How about that?
Yes, Your
That's
Honor.
what I need you to do.
Yes,
I need
Your
you to
Honor.
do right by your mother. I'm not here to counsel you or anything like that, but to hear that she had to sell the family home, but that's kind of heartbreaking. That is. You can only imagine the memories that are gone, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I need you to do better. And until then, I need you to keep working so your mom can get this $656, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is there anything further?
No, ma'am.
All right, is there anything further,
No, ma'am.
Mrs. Compost? Okay, if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Justice is finally served. A grandmother's sacrifice is recognized, and a child's future protected. But the emotional damage remains. If this story moved you, stay for the next case. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe case number 2. She makes $100,000. Then court orders her to pay.
Okay, Mr. Carrera,
Yes.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Yes. So I brought this case before you because I'm currently paying for extracurricular activities for our daughter.
Okay.
And it's a little bit more money than I thought it was going to be. So I would like my wife, Sheila, to reimburse me for it.
Okay. So you guys are separated?
Yes.
Okay. What type of extracurricular activities is the child involved?
So our daughter's very big into sports.
Okay.
So she plays soccer, and it's just like the cost of cleats, the cost of like gloves, because she plays goalie. It's just a lot of upkeep for me, and she makes more money than I do, so I kind of want help with it.
Okay.
One request sparks tension in court. A father admits rising sports costs are draining him fast. Cleats, gloves, and fees pile up. He turns to his separated partner for help. But will shared responsibility turn into a bigger conflict ahead?
I see here, ma'am, from the tax returns that you make about $100,000 a year.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Child support was not previously ordered.
Yes.
Okay. So are you guys in agreement to do that? Or, or you don't want to pay child support? What's going on?
I don't think it's necessary. We split her 50-50. She's at my house just as much. She's with me just as much, if not more.
Your Honor, I would say that's probably an argument for her to pay me. If we're splitting 50-50, I shouldn't have to pay all of it.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. So you kind of like told on yourself.
Her income reveals a shocking twist. She claims equal parenting means no support is needed. But in defending herself, she may have opened the door to paying instead. The courtroom shifts instantly, and the judge catches every word very quickly.
So you ready to move forward with the numbers?
Sure.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get ready with the numbers. So it looks like you make, like I said, $100,000 a year. Do you work overtime, or is that regularly what you make?
No, I work overtime. But
Okay. And does that include overtime?
yes, ma'am. It's a salaried position, so it's just straight out.
Okay, got it. All right. So at $100,000 a year, I have your gross at $10,000 a month. Before I continue, who pays health insurance?
We both do.
We both.
Okay, how much do you pay?
348 or 386. I believe.
386.
Yeah, 386.
Okay.
And I
how
pay
much?
200.
Okay.
Numbers take center stage as the judge breaks down income over time and reality. Every dollar is examined with precision. What seemed like a simple request now becomes a detailed calculation that could change everything for both parents involved from today.
Okay. And you both plan on maintaining those health insurance policies?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. That way, nobody has to reimburse anybody for health insurance, but because you do carry health insurance and you're going to be ordered to pay child support, I can give you credit for the 386.
Okay.
So that brings your net down to $6,988.19, which, how many children? Just one?
Just one.
Okay, so 20% of that brings your child support obligation to $1,391.64. That should cover any expenses and anything like that because the child is heavily involved. Sounds like an extracurricular activity, excuse me.
The ruling lands hard and final. Child support is calculated down to the cent, leaving little room for argument. What once felt negotiable now becomes mandatory, and the financial pressure tied to their child's future suddenly feels very real now.
Are there any other questions?
Nope.
You don't look happy about this. What's going on?
I just think that it's a bit of an exorbitant amount, but we discussed it in the beginning when the split happened. He agreed, and
Agreed to what amount?
none.
Oh, you're saying child support. But you do understand that as the child gets older and, heavily involved in
Yes.
different activities, I wasn't done.
Oh, sorry.
Dissatisfaction surfaces as emotions rise in court. She questions the amount and the past agreement, but the judge pushes back firmly. Old decisions meet present realities, and the tension builds as neither side seems ready to fully accept this outcome.
Involved heavily in different activities, you understand that expenses increase.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and the amount of child support is based on how much money you make.
Mm-hmm.
Child support is based on a simple calculation. So you make $100,000 a year, that's what your child support is. I mean, if you want it to be lower, you chose the profession.
Yeah.
Okay, so if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Final words bring clarity and consequence. The judge explains rising costs, and firm calculations leave no room for debate. What began as disagreement ends in resolution. Their child future comes first. This story ends, so share your thoughts